Jim Morrison is known worldwide as one of the most charismatic vocalists that ever stepped foot on this planet. He was the frontman of the band The Doors. His on-stage performances and polemic deeds reached the four corners of the world. Yes, he was a legend for many reasons. Some knew him as the Lizard King, a nickname probably earned by his constant references to snakes. I really don't know. His lyrics were about mythological poetry, mixing reality and fiction, evolving trance-like dimensions of conscience and spiritual state of perception. The Doors are one of the coolest bands ever. They didn't just play rock and roll but had a very unique style. That was the result of several music genres mixed together, like blues, country, and jazz. Every time they played a show, something special would happen. It was like a ceremony or a spiritual event, if you will. To Jimmy, in his concerts there was always the presence of the ghosts of Native Americans, dancing away like a gathering tribe looking for communication with the gods. The shaman was Jim, at least that's what I like to believe. He would enter a state of trance during his performances, and become wild, taking the audience with him on a journey to the other side. This was due to the atmosphere created by the musicians and the words of poetry sung by him. Jim Morrison became a sex symbol due to his looks and also his skills as a poet. He ended up having sex with lots of women who wanted to tear him apart and have his baby. I risk to say that Jim Morrison was one of the greatest sex symbols of all time. Unfortunately, his career didn't last long because he lived life in an extreme way. Abusing drugs and drinking like a fish took him down a very dark path. Goddamn whiskey, it's so good. I get it, brother, I like that shit too. Anyway, he went to France with his girlfriend of the time and died, supposedly lying in the bathtub, maybe a heart attack? Nobody knows. His burial happened pretty fast, and made sense that he would die from those extreme habits. No one even tried to question what had happened to him. Oh yes, Jim Morrison was dead to the world and an iconic figure of music had perished. With just 27 years old. Really? Dead? Well, that's what the world thought. In reality, Jimmy was kidnapped from his apartment in France while passed out from a whiskey drinking spree. It was the fucking aliens that did it. They used a portal in the area and teleported Jim to their ship, which was parked near the moon, on the dark side of it. The aliens had been studying closely mankind to make sure that their progress was going in the right direction. Oh yes, we humans have alien seeds in our DNA, planted by them a long time ago. If you didn't know that by now, well, you're just one of the less intelligent humans, sorry. Anyway, what happened was, they looked closely and predicted that Jim Morrison, being so popular with the female population, would mate with an extraordinary number of them and breed little Jimmies as far as the eye can see. Later, they would take over the world with their incredible looks, inherited by their Lizard King's father. Just like a snowball rolling downhill, his descendants would dominate the earth and monopolize everything. In 1971, the aliens took Jim away. The small group of little beings received Jim at their ship and prepared to talk to him, as he was coming around from being drunk. Mr. Jim said, "One of the Greens, we are big fans of your work and would like to salute you and welcome you to our ship." Before, the aliens had dressed up Jim in a ballerina outfit just as a way to make him more comfortable. It was known that sometimes he liked wearing women's clothes. Jim spoke with his moonshine breath and said, "What the fuck is this? Wow. This is a cool trip, a part I really like." The aliens stare at Jim, wondering what the hell he was saying. "All right, you got some whiskey?" he asked. No sir," said one of the aliens. All the cool expressions on Jim's face disappeared in a split second. "I'm gonna burn this ship to the fucking ground if you don't bring me my whiskey in a fucking jar." The aliens decided they had enough of his temperament and used a sleep-inducing gun on Jim. After they placed him on one of the compartments, a meeting between the aliens took place and they decided to take Morrison to Mars. Mars was the perfect place to store Jim, away from Earth, but not too far away because they didn't have that much fuel left on their ship. Besides, they would not dare to kill the Lizard King, they weren't monsters. So, after leaving Jim alone with just a little dog on the red planet, They went to Jupiter where their base was. A big party was coming up for the aliens, and they had to prepare for it. Jim found himself alone on Mars, living in a base left by the aliens.
And there he stayed forever.
Since he was sober, he started to fill his time with Mars activities, like sand surfing, red farming, and some more sand surfing. Jim found happiness without the use of narcotics, booze, and music. It was enough for Jim. Back on Earth, 13 years after the kidnapping of Jim, a new lizard king was born. His name was Mark Zuckerberg. But unlike his predecessor, he had no juice with the ladies, because he really looked like a lizard. So, the aliens allowed him to go on with his life, playing with his lizard toys.